This week in Louisiana agriculture.
A change in federal labor laws could put Louisiana sugar farmers in a big bind this harvest season. I'm Kristen Oakes, and I'll tell you how up next.
And flooding from the Mississippi River prompts disaster declarations for 6 Louisiana parishes.
I'm Avery Davidson in St. Martin Parish, where I'm surrounded by rice ready to harvest. But how has the season been? I'll have that story coming up.
Hello everyone, I'm Michael Dana. Thanks so much for joining us. Last year, Louisiana employers hired more than 14,000 guest workers. Most of those 14,000 filled farm-related jobs. Louisiana farmers depend heavily on immigrant workers to get their products from the field to your plate. But now, a federal dispute over wage increases could postpone those migrant workers getting the necessary paperwork they need, and as a result, could delay their arrival across Louisiana's farms and ranches. As This Week in Louisiana Agriculture's Kristen Oakes explains, the wage dispute could put Louisiana sugar farmers in a bind this harvest season.
Behind this smoke and steam lies an artist at work. Using vapor, heat, and pressure, he transforms this shredded cane into a masterpiece, a perfect crystal of sugar. Every October, hundreds of experienced sugar boilers travel to the United States from Central America as H-2B guest workers in Louisiana sugar mills. But a federal wage change could delay those workers' visa applications and leave these sugar mills without a workforce this harvest.
Our H-2B workers that are coming in as sugar boilers have not arrived yet, and their applications were some of the applications that were caught in the process of having to go through a supplemental wage determination. And so we're not sure if that is going to create a delay. We could have a situation where our sugar boilers don't arrive on time, and it could even delay the start of the sugarcane harvest.
Brian Bro, Louisiana Farm Bureau commodity specialist, said H-2B workers include temporary immigrants with a unique skill such as sugar boilers, seafood peelers, or candy makers.
We're the 5th largest user of H-2B labor. Pretty well spells that in our state we don't have a lot of available labor resources. That's why we're being forced to bring people in under visas.
The Department of Labor enacted a federal rule to increase the wage rates for H-2B workers starting September 30th.
And we're seeing many folks work that, they're going up $5, $6 an hour.
And that change could delay the visa process.
And when you look at the H-2B process, it takes a period of time between processing and when you are allowed to get those workers in.
LDAF Commissioner Dr. Mike Strain said these workers are crucial to the state's ag industries, especially to sugar production.
We need those workers, those skilled workers, to plant cane. They also are the ones that actually cook the sugar. But they do jobs that are not filled by American workers. But the critical part is, if you look at the sugarcane industry, we produce 40% of the nation's sugar here in Louisiana. That's $850 million directly in the cane business.
Sugarcane's even more severe because they don't have dual markets to sell their sugar. If we can't get our sugar processed at the factory, if the factory doesn't operate, we have absolutely no market for the sugarcane.
No sugar market for farmers means consumers could see less product on the shelf and pay more at the checkout. In Baton Rouge, I'm Kristen Oakes for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.
Now, Commissioner of Agriculture and Forestry Dr. Mike Strain said he'd like to implement a 5-year pre-processing system program for regular workers. He says those are the same workers who year after year show up at the same farm or ranch. Strain said pre-processing those workers would allow them to continue to fill job vacancies without a lot of costly and unnecessary delays.